All right. We're completing the second half of lesson 142, which is a review lesson, page 284. Number 1 tells us to write the numbers and the sums. Well, I don't remember that we've been doing a lot of review with our Roman numerals, so I'm glad to see these on this page. So the first one is VII. First, let's remember what V stands for. 5. And I stands for 1. So we have 5 plus 1 plus 1, which is what? 7. And then we have I, which equals 3. And 7 plus 3 is what? 10. Good. XX. Do you remember what X stands for? X is 10. 2 tens equals what number? 20. And V, do you guys remember? Well, we said it over for the first problem. V is 5. 20 plus 5 is 25. L, who can remember what L stands for? L stands for 50. So we have 50 with 2 x's, which we already said was 20. What's 50 plus 20? 70. XVI. Well, we have 10 plus 5, 15, plus 1, 16. 70 plus 16 is 76. All right, the next section, I'm thinking your parents probably read these to you, but I can read them to you here also. So A, you're supposed to write down this number, 5 1/4. 5 1/4. This is what you should have written. Okay, that's a 4. I wrote it too big. 5 1/4. All right, B, $904.07. $904.07. Let's start with the dollar sign, and we're going to write 904. 0, because there are no tens, there are no dimes. There are just 7 pennies or 7 ones. But we have to remember to put that 0 right there, because if you don't, you would be saying $904.70. So you have to have that place marker there. All right, C, 52,030. 52,030. So we're going to start with our 52, comma, 52,000. There are no hundreds, so we have to write 0 there. And then our 30. It's really tricky to remember these zeros, but they're very important. Otherwise, it would be saying you'd have 52, comma, 30, and that wouldn't be right. That would really mean 52,300. So you have to remember those zeros marking places where there are no hundreds or tens or ones. Okay, D, 5,006. 5,006. Well, let's write our 5 and our comma. There are no hundreds, there are no tens, and there are 6 ones. 5,006. All right, now for 3, you have to round your numbers to the nearest 10. Round them to the nearest 10. The first one is 58. Round 58 to the nearest 10. Well, hopefully you said 60. B, 17. 17. Would that round down to 10 or up to 20? It would round up to 20. C, 22. Well, is 22 closer to 20 or 30? It's closer to 20, so that one is 20. D, 55. 55. Hopefully you remember that if there's a 5 in the ones place, it rounds up to the 10 higher. So this one will be 60. And finally, we have 34. 34 is less than 5, so it will round down to 30. All right. Now I'm going to give you some combinations like we do in your on the oral part of your math test. So let's go ahead. A, 4 times 5. Four times 5 is 20. B, 10 divided by 2. That means we're taking 10 and we're dividing it into 2 equal groups. How many will be in one of those groups? 5. C, 30 divided by 5. 30 divided into 5 equal groups. How many will be in each of the 5 groups? 6. Okay, D, 6 plus 8. 6 plus 8. It's 14. E is 4 plus 3 plus 5. 4 plus 3 plus 5. Should be 12. 4 plus 3 is 7, and 7 plus 5 is 12. F is 9 minus 6 plus 4. 9 minus 6 plus 4, which is 7. 9 minus 6 is 3. 3 plus 4 is 7. Okay, now I'm going to read you a problem. Your parents might have done this already, but think about it, show your work in the workspace, and let's see if you can come up with the correct answer. Grandma and Grandpa's camper is 12 feet long. So let's start out writing a 12 in the box. And I'm actually going to draw a rectangle to represent the camper. This is 12. All right, what's the next section say? The camper parked next to theirs at the campground is 8 feet long. How much longer is theirs than the 8-foot camper? This is the one we need to find out. Well, in order to do that, we need to figure out what's missing here. Now, you could think, oh, I'm going to add 12 plus 8. But 12 plus 8 is 20. This smaller camper can't, or this little piece here can't be 20 feet, right? We're looking for the difference between 12 and 8, and difference always means subtract. So we're going to take 12 and subtract the 8 feet from the other trailer or camper, and 12 minus 8 equals what? 4. So Grandma and Grandpa's camper is 4 feet longer than the camper that's parked beside them. All right, moving on to 6. What is 16 minus 7? The answer is 9. How about 8 plus 6? 14. Now we're subtracting 3 minus 7. We cannot do, but we can box the 20 and make it a 19 and make this 3 a 13. 13 minus 7 equals 6. 9 minus 6 equals 3. And 1 minus 1 is 0. You don't even have to write that number down if you don't want to, but it's fine if you do. Okay, 1,307 minus 298. 7 minus 8. Let me erase this stuff here so that we have room to show some work. All right. Well, we cannot borrow from the 3, or from the 0. So we can box the whole 30 though, and we can borrow 1 from 30 and make it now 29. And then make the 7 a 17. 17 minus 8 is 9. 9 minus 9 is 0. 2 minus 2 is 0. And 1 minus nothing is 1. So the answer is 1009. Last problem, guys. You're doing great. 2 plus 4 is 6, and 6 plus 3 equals what? 9. 9 plus 0 plus 7 is what? 16. 1 plus 5 is 6. 6 plus 6 is 12. 12 plus 2 is 14. 1,469. And that is the end of lesson 142. Now, you guys can go play happy numbers, brush up on some things, learn some new things, or practice your math facts. But if you had trouble on any of these things, call me, because some of those top ones will probably be on the test, where you're going to have to be able to write down numbers as I say them, or as your parents say them. So make sure you know how to do this stuff, guys. All right. Have a great night.